Hey. Something interesting. It's not cool in terms of it's not good, but it is very interesting. What's up, YouTube? If you're new here, my name is J.R. Smith. I'm a first-year medical student at the Mayo Clinic, and as you can see from my do-rag, we're vlogging today. Now, today is Saturday, so I don't have any formal lectures or anything like that, but I want to be extremely productive today. It's actually about 5:33 in the morning on Saturday. Don't look too far into it. I just wake up really early so that I don't have to work really late. But again, trying to be as productive as possible. And one of the things that helps me be productive is when I actually vlog it. It kind of gives me some motivation to do what I'm supposed to be doing. And so today I'm gonna walk you through what this Saturday looks like for me. And it's gonna start with me working and just grinding out some of my Anki cards that are due. I'm currently in anatomy, and so with that has a lot of Anki cards that build up on each other. So I've been doing a pretty good job so far on keeping up to date with the Anki cards that I have to do, and I do them always in the morning before lecture, so that it's just kind of fresh in my mind as we go throughout lecture, and I'm trying to maintain that habit even on the weekends, waking up early, getting through my Anki, because then the rest of the day is lighter, less stress. So we're gonna crank through some Anki really quick, and I will see you guys in a bit. We start the morning standing, y'all. Ooh, I love this thing so much. If y'all haven't seen my video of me making this desk and getting my desk set up right, make sure y'all check that out. Because look at this. This is just, God is good, y'all. So now that we're standing, hopefully it's gonna bring some blood to my brain and we're gonna be able to do this thing. So I will see y'all in a bit. Peace. All right, so we just finished my first round of Anki. It was actually my biochemistry cards, not my anatomy cards yet, and I'm not in biochem anymore. If you remember, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that was my first block, but I still try to do my biochemistry Anki cards just because it's material that's gonna be pertinent to step one, and I wanna make sure that I can kind of stay as fresh as possible with that material. And it's not too bad because it's only like 30 to 40 cards at this point, because I've been kind of making a routine of doing that every morning. And so now that that's done, I can actually get going on my anatomy stuff, the stuff that is really pertinent to today. And that is more like 300 cards, not like 40. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, so I'm about halfway done with these cards. Gotta take my man out. You good? Say what's up to the people. How you doing, bro? You good? You wanna go outside? Yeah, let's go outside. Quick little break. So like I said, guys, I'm in anatomy right now. That's what I'm studying right now. And I'd be lying if I said it was not hard, if I said it was easy. There's so much material that we have to learn that it's absolutely ridiculous at times. But I will say that I think it is my favorite course that I've taken so far. I love the material that we're learning. It's just like to think about all the different processes that go on in our body without us knowing about it, and just how even the biomechanical structure of our body allows us to do the things that we do is cool to me. You know, it's really cool to learn about. And I want to do surgery in the future, and so I think that having a very sound foundation in my anatomy understanding is essential for that. So I'm kind of looking at what I'm studying right now through like the lens of this is actually going to be very pertinent to what I do in my career. And so that really helps making studying a little easier. And just in general, one thing that I found to make studying a lot easier now than maybe it was in undergrad is telling yourself that this material is going to help you in your career. You know, sometimes in undergrad it gets to the point of like, why am I studying this? Because it's a prereq or whatever. But now it's like, I'm going to be a good doctor. I want to be a great doctor. And so I really have to know this stuff. And that just makes me study it differently. So I hope that maybe helps you guys study if you kind of tell yourself why you're learning this. Tell yourself how what you're learning is going to benefit you in the long run. Because it helps me. But I think this guy, hey, Blaze, are you gonna poop? Are you looking at me? You are looking at me. Come on. All right, let's go study some more. All Alright, so I just finished all of my review cards for Anki and it is 7:11 in the morning, so that feels great. Done with my review before 7:30 in the morning. Now I need to get ready. I'm being interviewed for a podcast. It's called the Not So Smooth podcast. It's by one of my friends, Tommy. She's a fourth year medical student here at Mayo, and she's starting a podcast and I think a YouTube channel as well, going over a lot of medical students' journeys that might not be the normal traditional route. And so I'm gonna interview for that, so I'm super excited for that. I'll leave a link in the description below to the Instagram page and the YouTube channel and everything like that if you wanna check it out. I definitely recommend that you do, but I can't show up in a do-rag and sweater. So let me get changed real quick and I will see you guys in a bit. And then I had a pretty traumatic injury that kind of introduced me to the field of medicine and made some really nice relationships and mentors with some people throughout that experience. Hey, shout out Tommy Talks. All right, so that was awesome. Guys, make sure you go and check out NotSoSmoothRoad podcast. And then now what I need to do is, you see that I took my do-rag off. I usually hide my hair. It's getting a little out of hand. I'm gonna clean myself up. Haircut time. Woo! Y'all, so Madison is about to go and get her hair done. And why she looks so good? Like, I don't know if I can let her leave the house looking this good. The good thing about vlogging is that it makes me want to be productive. I'm motivated to get some stuff done. So thank you guys for this, because otherwise I may waste a lot of my time. So I may actually want to vlog more. Would you guys want to see more vlogs? Like if I did a weekly vlog, like a day in the life or a week in the life on a very regular basis? Would y'all like that? Because that may help me a little bit. Huh? Would they like that? Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys want me to vlog more, let me know in the comments below, and I may commit to a weekly vlog for like the rest of the year or something. Let me know. I'm definitely down to do it. This is fun. This makes me motivated. But now what I'm gonna do is actually work on rebranding Evolving Medic. One thing that's super awesome about getting a lot of work done early, again, I woke up around 5 a.m. and started working maybe around 5:30ish, is that I get 2 hours of work done in the morning and it's 7:30, you know? And so I've still been able to get a lot of work done, but I have the rest of the day to be able to do other things that I enjoy, like working on Evolving Medic. So for people who have other extra academic endeavors that they are pursuing, like YouTube channels or your little private business or whatever, if you wake up and can commit 2 to 3 hours every day to just cranking out your schoolwork, that's not all the schoolwork that you gotta do. You gotta do more than 2 hours a day. I'm just gonna be straightforward with that. But you get a big chunk of it done and the day hasn't even started yet. The sun's rising and you've already gotten through your Anki review, for example, like what I did today. So that is a good feeling. I get to kind of have a little bit less stress, some stuff off of my shoulders, and I get to move forward doing some stuff that I enjoy doing. Like hanging out with this guy, okay, and you're gonna leave me right when I'm, okay. And doing some stuff for Evolving Medic. So I'm gonna work a little bit on that and I will see you guys in a bit. Maybe if I do like a weekly vlog or something, I'll tell you guys something cool or interesting that I learned this week. And I probably should have already thought of something before I started recording this. But, oh no, something interesting. It's not cool in terms of it's not good, but it is very interesting. So, you know how I said I'm in anatomy? We're in anatomy and we get to, we're fortunate enough to learn anatomy through using cadavers. It's a very unique experience that medical students get to have when they get to actually explore the anatomy of the human body by using cadavers. And so we kind of went over some of the history of the use of cadavers. And one thing that I found extremely interesting and very sad is that a long time ago, cadavers were actually taken from executed criminals. My professor referred to it as double punishment. And so you have the punishment of being hung for your crime, and then you have the punishment after death of then having your body, which you did not consent to, being explored and cut open and disfigured and all these other things. And so I found that extremely interesting, how the process of cadavers being used for anatomic exploration is something that's been going on for so long, first of all, but then also something that evolved from it being a completely non-consensual experience to today, where people are willingly giving their bodies up after death to be used as cadavers. It's always interesting to me to kind of see the history of things, probably because I like to see how things evolve. Was that cheesy? That was probably cheesy. But hey, I thought it was interesting, so maybe you guys think that's interesting too, but I should probably get back to work. Maybe I should set a Pomodoro cycle. Guys, I promise I'm better during the week. I'm better during the week. All right, so it's about 2:30 now. I'm gonna walk with Mr. Man, Blaze. And I just got off the phone with my grandparents, which was awesome. I spent the last couple hours doing some evolving medic stuff, watching some YouTube and TV, really chilling. But it was nice to be able to talk to my grandparents. They're both 92 years old. Crazy, and still crushing it. So that was sweet. I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about anatomy. I know that's probably a topic that a lot of people would be interested in. For the most part, our class around the country is probably experiencing a different type of anatomy class. Usually, you know, you're in a cadaver lab and you do a lot of things there. But with COVID and trying to social distance and being safe and things like that, you know, it's a little different for us. So we go in really small groups. And we can't be in there all day, and we also aren't dissecting ourselves, which is kind of a bummer, but the silver lining is we don't have to use a lot of time on dissecting ourselves, so it gives us a lot more time to be able to actually study, and we're going to have more opportunities in the future for what Mayo calls selectives, which is basically time where you get to do whatever you want to. So if dissecting and all of that is something that you are interested in, you're going to have an opportunity in the near future to just kind of make a few weeks out of it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I've enjoyed it so far, but it is a lot of work. I know it's usually the class in medical school that everybody is always saying will be the most difficult class, at least for first years. And it's nice that at least I can think that it's smooth sailing from here once this is done. But given that it is a lot of work, I really do enjoy the material. It's nice to actually think about the body, and as a aspiring surgeon, I really want to be able to have all of this information down pat. What makes it a lot of information isn't just the anatomy aspect of it, but it's more so everything else that has to do with the body. So we have to be able to read a radiograph and take ultrasounds and know the embryology. So just knowing how the body is developing through fertilization and all the way, you know, through the entire pregnancy and development of a baby, and all of that stuff and how that relates to the anatomy we experience as adults. So it's a lot of material. It's not just what muscle is this, what nerve innervates it, and where does it attach. There's a lot more to it than that. Huh? Yeah, you can come and pet my dog.
Do you really like dogs?
Yeah, he's sweet. His name is Blaze. Have a good day. That was super sweet. One of our neighbors wanted to come out and say hi to Blaze and pet Blaze. You think you're cute, huh? All the girls around the block are trying to come and pet you. But my schedule for anatomy, I can go over that really quick. So basically, I wake up around 5:30 and I study. I wake up at 5 and then I start studying from like 5:30 to 8, and that's my very intense, very focused studying, where I'll do my Anki cards and just prepare for the lecture. And then we have lecture from 8 to about 12, and so that consists of just strict anatomy information, also radiology things like learning how to correlate what we're learning in anatomy to reading CT scans or x-rays or ultrasounds, things like that. And then we also have a virtual kind of dissection lab where one of our professors is in the dissection lab, and he actually walks us through all of the structures using the cadavers. And so that's one of my favorite parts of lecture, because everything, the animated pictures and things like that, it's fine, but when you actually get to see it, that's when everything kind of makes a little more sense for me. And then we have questions. We spend about an hour or so just doing practice questions as a class, kind of like clicker based. And then I have about an hour or so break, and I actually end up going to campus to meet with my group. And my group actually goes into the Cadaver lab ourselves from about 2:30 to 3:30. And that's a good opportunity to, we've gone through it in terms of the book stuff. We've, watched our professor dissect himself. We've gone over a few practice questions, and then we actually get to get our hands dirty and get into the Cadaver lab ourselves. And so different, it's limited to a certain amount of people in the Cadaver lab at a time because of COVID. But it's a good opportunity to kind of just make sure I really can understand everything going on. And there's TAs in there and the professors and stuff, and they kind of answer questions. So that's really nice, and that ends around 3:30. Sometimes I have an ultrasound workshop where we get to kind of do ultrasounds on each other and kind of learn the structures like that. And sometimes my group works on our weekly radiology assignment together when we're on campus, and so that just kind of depends. Those are usually just once a week. And then when I get home, I kind of briefly review some of the stuff that we went over. If I was a little confused on something, I'll use the good old friend Google and just kind of make sure I understand everything that's going on. And then I spend some time just kind of reviewing and preparing for the next day. And I'm usually done studying between 7 and 8. I don't like to study past 8. That's usually time where I get to just hang out with Blaze and with Madison and wind down. And so I know some people who study late, they wake up a little later and like to study later. I'm more of a morning person, so I do the opposite. And I'm usually asleep no later than 10. I'm usually in bed around like 9:30. And so it is possible to get decent hours sleep when you're in medical school, and even when you're in anatomy or whatever. It just kind of, once you kind of figure out your routine and your study strategies and kind of what works for you, you get into a flow, and then that just kind of builds on itself, and you can kind of just fall into the cycle of doing things. And so that gets me through the week. And then the weekend is for me being able to do things like this and just kind of, do my fun stuff, evolving medic, hang out with the family and stuff like that. So anatomy is going good. Of course, I like kind of the bones and muscle stuff more than maybe the organ stuff, but it is fun. It's all good stuff, and it's all good stuff that's going to make me a good doctor. So that's the biggest thing. If you guys have any specific questions on anatomy or just in medical school in general, you guys know you can always feel free to shoot them in the comments, DM me on Instagram, shoot me an email, whatever. I love talking to you guys with any questions you have. But now I'm gonna go inside, get a little bit of lunch, and probably watch some more TV. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think one thing, I'll end with this, one thing that I think is crucial when you're in a very strenuous block is to make sure that you give yourself time to chill, to fill your cup back up, to do those things that you enjoy doing, if that's making YouTube videos, if that's just chilling, watching TV, Netflix, whatever. Because once that week comes, then you're going and going and going. And if you try to start the week on an empty tank, you're not gonna make it. And that's really how you start to burn out. So we are avoiding that burnout as much as possible. I already feel a lot better going through this cycle, and this block, than my first few blocks. My first month of medical school was a little more rough. I didn't really know what I was doing. And so now I'm in a routine, and I am understanding how important it is to just be able to take that time to fill that cup back up. So don't be go, 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 go. Otherwise, you won't be able to go no mo. So that's my quick little words of wisdom and little insight on what I'm doing in anatomy. I'm about to go get some food. Maybe give this guy some lunch. You want some lunch? Yeah, you want some lunch. All right, come on. So wifey back home, looking all good with her hair done. So we got something fun planned. At school, they actually give us access to an ultrasound. They give a few groups, or every group, we have groups of about 5 students or so. We have access to an ultrasound, so I get to actually practice at home, kind of sing what this is like. I'm gonna just go over her carpal tunnel area and just kind of examine that. So I'm gonna show you guys what that's gonna look like. Hopefully I can find something. All right, so basically what we have this transducer and this tablet, and of course, the gel. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some gel on this transducer. Okay, it comes out a lot. Okay, a lot came out. We might get a little jelly. So, and I'm looking for your carpal tunnel, ma'am. Hopefully I can find something.
He just ma'am me.
I'm trying to make it seem like it's a patient. And so what we can see is if I point this camera down a little bit. So you see I'm on her wrist area, and then on the screen, you can see inside of her.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna examine this, and we're gonna have some fun with some ultrasound date night. So we just got finished playing around with the ultrasound. We took a look at the carpal tunnel. We took a look at my heart, the liver, tried to see a gallbladder, tried to see a kidney, tried to see the spleen. Not great with this thing yet, but it's nice that we actually have this thing so we can actually play around with it at home and do some stuff like that. So that was fun. Now we're gonna wind down, spend some time together, watch some TV, which is what I've been doing a lot of today, but now I get to do it with my best friend, my wife. So we're gonna watch some TV, wind down, hang out, and then tomorrow is gonna be probably a more productive day as I try to revamp and get back into the routine for the week. So I hope you all enjoyed this day in the life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something a little bit about what anatomy is looking like and just kind of what a typical day looks like for me. Again, if you guys want to see more weekly vlog style videos, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe, tap that bell. New videos every week and you're not gonna wanna miss one. But again, of course, until the next one, keep evolving and I'll see you guys soon. Is that good? Is it too much? Too much light?